Firefighters have been pushed to the limit in the southeast corner of the nation today, and they have a long night ahead of them. The sky turned blood red in some areas as fires flared up in Victoria and New South Wales due to hot temperatures and dry conditions. And the fires continue to spread as a wind change sweeps across Victoria's Gippsland and up into the New South Wales Snowy Mountains and South Coast. There are 13 fires burning at emergency level across Victoria. More than 10 emergency warnings are in place in New South Wales. In New South Wales, residents have been warned that the worst is yet to come. For the latest on the situation, we're joined by Hamish McDonald, who is near Batemans Bay. Hamish, that southerly change is coming up the coast now. What impact is that having?
Well, it's having significant impacts to the south of us, to the west of us and to the north of us here in Batemans Bay. Let me just bring you up to date with what's happening right now. We're being told that north of Nowra, that's just a little bit to the north of us, residents are currently fleeing fires that are burning there. Also to the north of us, homes have been lost in Manyana and also in Bendalong in the last little while. And then further south towards the Victorian border, the Rural Fire Service is actually saying that Victorian fire is moving north into New South Wales this evening, and they've told some residents in the communities to the south and west of Eden that it is in fact too late to leave tonight.
Hamish, it's been a difficult few days down there. Do we have any idea how communities are coping with today's conditions?
Some with great difficulty. You can see the smoke behind me. That's filling up the air at the moment, but there have been a series of fires burning across this waterway all afternoon, and we've witnessed the aerial bombardment of that. But there are whole communities that are there tonight sheltering at the water's edge, according to our reporters on the other side of the water, who say that they've had to effectively move towards the water, fleeing those fires as they've moved towards the coast. So it is going to be a very difficult night for a lot of people here in New South Wales.
Thank you, Hamish McDonald, near Batemans Bay. Another hard-hit area in New South Wales is the coastal zone around Batemans Bay, which was virtually encircled by deadly blazes. After 3 days of tension, fires again reached emergency levels as temperatures and winds increased. Firefighters could do nothing to stop the fast-moving blazes moving into the coastal strip.
Those camping out in Moruya woke to a red dawn as a massive fire moved closer to their river refuge.
Yeah, it's all a bit of a worry, but the kids are having fun in the park here, so at least they're happy. That's the main thing.
My parents' house is currently up there and they're all up there defending it, but there's not enough pumps and stuff for everyone to be up there.
It's just after 11 in the morning and the winds are starting to pick up. So is the heat. It's already 24 degrees. And here on the south coast, people are anxious about what's to come.
You can't fight it, and that's it. You just got to let Mother Nature do what she wants to do.
One goes to the hose.
In the village of Nelligan, they were again preparing for bushfire return. Stan and Mary Marchant have already fought off one fire this week.
We were asked to leave and we had the option of staying and we stayed.
We fought the other fire that came through and we've been prepared for, 18 years for fire.
Should you be here?
Yes, I think so.
By mid-afternoon, the fire arrived, blazing to the north of Moruya near Mogo. Water bombers were active to the north of Batemans Bay too.
It's getting very close. It's only around about 400 metres up from us now, 200 metres just over behind these houses here. Yeah, it's getting very full on at the moment, very full on. A house that went up over on the other side, just over there, went big bang and then up that went. So yeah, we're just hosing down now just to make sure that we're going to be right.
People everywhere heeding warnings to seek shelter as the fire arrived.
Everyone's just don't know what to do, and it's never been like that here.
Early this evening, the fire emergency was far from over, with a southerly change promising worse could come. Liv Casbin, ABC News, Batemans Bay.
Well, that southerly change brought wind gusts of up to 80 kilometres an hour in Narooma on the south coast of New South Wales. Groups of residents there are preparing to spend the night in their cars at the waterfront.
When the land is ablaze, the sea is a haven. And this Narooma family fishing operation has turned its business into an ark.
We've mainly commercial longline fishing.
Yep.
And we catch tuna, swordfish and that.
Their ship is designed to last a month at sea. Now it's providing shelter, power, food and fresh water to evacuees. And if fire reaches the town, they'll sail a safe distance from the shore.
We look after people before we look after anything else, so we'll be here and we'll be here for as long as the community needs us.
Children and the elderly have sought safety aboard.
It's very nice of the folk to open their door.
So Brenda's going to give you a briefing.
At Naruma's evacuation centres, many are from small neighbouring communities, some believing their homes have no chance of surviving. Others in Naruma are preparing to defend, putting out their recycling bins to let firefighters know they're there. The long morning wait and darkening afternoon skies have left most anxious about the evening yet to come.
Well, we've been here, this is our third night. Yeah, just sort of get out, get a good spot, safe spot, which we think, what we think safe.
We're prepared. Just the anxious waiting game, I suppose.
Let's have our fingers crossed and hope everybody's safe.
The wind has been blowing today from the north and the northeast, but early this evening the southerly change came through. The wind now coming from the south, making the fire grounds more dynamic and more unpredictable, and for the town, more dangerous. Melissa Clark, ABC News, Narooma.
For the latest from Victoria, we are joined by reporter Amelia Turzon, who is in Barnsdale. Amelia, the Victorian Premier held a press conference just a short while ago. What did he say?
That's correct. The Premier of Victoria, Daniel Andrews, started with some good news, and that is that the number of people unaccounted for here in the East Gippsland bushfires has been lowered from 28 people unaccounted for to just 6. But amongst that good news of less people feared for, there has been devastation today here in Victoria. The amount of bushland and properties that have now been burnt through is up to almost 1 million hectares. We've had 110 properties now destroyed. Many more are feared to have been damaged by these bushfires, and it's not over. The Premier saying tonight that the worst is not over, that tonight could still be very challenging, and as we speak there are more than 50 fires burning across Victoria, so potentially another tough day tomorrow here in Victoria.
Thank you, Amelia. Well, as you just heard, in Victoria's East Gippsland communities are battling more than 50 fires. A cool change hit the area early this morning, but the winds pushed large fires into new areas. While in Mallacoota, fire returned to a community that's been on edge all week.
Gippsland is yet again gripped by a catastrophic scene. It's the middle of the afternoon in Mallacoota and the sun has been wiped from the sky.
This is crazy. Absolutely crazy.
Just days after a massive fire bore down on the remote holiday town, people were back on high alert. Thick smoke, ash and dust whipped up by strong gusty winds smothered the community.
Freaky sort of wind conditions coming out of all different directions.
The erratic conditions were also felt in the Alps as the town of Omeo came under ember attack. With homes and lives under threat, military helicopters were used to lift people from danger from there and at nearby Swifts Creek.
We've got 3 Chinooks here that can carry about 16 to 25 passengers per evacuation.
The state's east has been on fire for more than 50 days, blackening 700,000 hectares or 3/4 of East Gippsland.
We know that our communities are under extreme pressure, and weather like today just compounds that, with significant smoke activity, fires growing in their erratic behaviour and really impacting our communities.
More than 1,000 firefighters are on the ground, and reinforcements from the US will soon help in some of the most challenging areas.
Evacuation orders have been issued across East Gippsland, including towns like Bruthen. While most people are gone, firefighters do remain. They're watching and waiting anxiously for any change in wind and weather.
Sarsfield, where the Prime Minister visited yesterday, is all but deserted. Despite the risks, some locals are determined to stay and defend their properties. They've been getting water from the CFA in Johnsonville.
I've got 20,000 litre in the tank.
Vital supplies, considering these fires are expected to burn for the rest of the summer. Karen Percy, ABC News, Johnsonville.